Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is 365 days of writing a short story every day until I become a better story artist, writer, storyteller. And this is month two, man. Month two, day two. Yeah, so the other day we had the rough draft of Black Outlaw. Today we have the revised version. This version is a lot more structured. It's edited. It flows a little better. Yeah, I know people usually make three and four rough drafts. I only made one. I'm only making one for this series of each topic. I'm only making one of it. So yeah, I'm still not even. Still, it's probably not perfect yet, but I'm still learning as I go. So I'm picking up on things. And this, like I said, it's day two. Yeah. So without further ado, Black Outlaw, rough draft. I mean, revised. My bad, revised version. The sun cast rays blanketing the ever-changing terrain for miles. The land remains undisturbed. Mountains occupy the horizon at every turn. The faint crashing of moving water grew louder, thick humidity producing a scent that attracts a herd of beasts. Their eyes lie buried deep within woolen coats of varying shades of brown. Two gray horns protrude from their massive heads. They wallow in the lake. Muddy water whisks through the air. Nearby, a predator crouched behind bushes, then trees. Its fiery eyes pierce its camouflage. It's searching for a weakness, a hurt member, or maybe a newborn. But even the smaller of the beasts is well equipped to defend themselves. Earth shattering bellows brought the stalker to a standstill, tossing its momentum to the wind. The bestial feline regressed. In the distance, a lone man observes this tricky game of nature, sipping from a silver flask, twisting the cap on, wiping residue from his mouth. Hmm, live to fight another day, he said, swishing the container before jamming it deep within a brown leather bag. His attire was designed for this beautiful yet unforgiving land. A wide brimmed black crown blocked out the sun. The pit stop was well needed. The lonely traveler and his steed has become lethargy. Only a few more nights and he could restock supplies at the cow town. He's an excellent marksman. His father fought in the Civil War. He taught him everything about combat and also the importance of family. Lapping sounds filled the small wooden bucket. Her obsidian coat, slick and silky, caught the sun and shimmered. He had found love stranded in a ditch, a fowl, summer born in 1875, and nursed her back to health. There was a saying, a rider and his steed were inseparable, their bond forged somewhere beyond words. Nate pitched a tent for later, then draped onto a broad tree trunk he'd wrestled into place earlier. A skinned prairie chicken turned slowly on a stick, its fat feeding the flames as he tipped liquor from his flask. The sun fell from the sky and the moon soared. He stretched across the trunk, clasping his hands behind his ears and facing the gleaming stars. The large brimmed hat was perched on a branch above his head, exhaling a deep sigh of relief, giving into his sleep. The background dimmed and dimmed until it was a void of darkness. Memories resume. A nightmarish, blood curdling scream. Trails of blood. Hulking, shadowy figures. A boy watched as his father was consumed by the beasts. Hundreds of red eyes popped open within the horde's silhouetted frame, inching closer and closer towards the boy. A cocking noise echoes through the void. Nate jerked out of his sleep. Loud neighs filled the air. Gray blurs inch closer. Glowing eyes peek through the flames. A pack of snarling beasts. They cried out towards the moon. Saliva pools dangled from their canines. One hesitation and love would be done for. Nate slowly stood up, sliding his hands beneath the breast of his coat. The gray beast tracked his movements. Move one paw, and it's over, he yelled. Time slowed. Beads of sweat gathered on his face. His eyes darted to the left corner, then back to the right. 6 of y'all to my 12 bullets. Eat one apiece. 6 loud booms kissed the night sky like a thunderstorm. He stood over the beast as it tried to fight off death. Their gaze remained locked until its twisting and jerking ceased, clicking his pistols back into place. The next morning, their journey continued. The land shifts to a more barren desert. Patches of vegetation appeared every few meters. Lizards scurried across the dry lands looking for shelter. A herd of mustangs trampled through the scorched environment. Love neighed in excitement. If you want to go, you can, she nickered. Good, he replied. A horrified scream reached his ears. A woman and her 2 children were being herded like cattle. Nate tried to avert his eyes, but something tugged at him deep down inside. He glanced over once more. They were they were running as fast as they could. He pulled on the reins of his steed. Come on, work to do. The men were enthralled by their cries, wolfishly grinning, turning red with excitement. Love gained more speed, trampling down a hill, cutting off at the pass. The family collapsed, the mother's face filled with terror. Tears streamed down her eyes, nudging his head slightly to the left, granting a way to safety. They never recant the beast. Their horses wind down, jerking the reins in a stopping motion. Their eyes widen. You like stalking families, huh? Women and children? He said, cocking the hammer back on his 6 shooter. Saliva trickled from their mouths, glancing over at one another, shamelessly. What do we have here, Calamity? A cowboy? Glaring intensely. No, Levi. We got us here a goddamn mutt. What you call it? A mulatto. More snickering erupts. The family watched the showdown from a safe distance. The laughter ceased. Their words intensified. Their eyebrows furrowed deeply. Their eyes full of rage. It's our blood that make you what you are, that make you so bold. Thank your grandpa, boy. They averted their attention towards the woman. So if you don't mind, we got some business to attend to, trying to make a couple more little U's, tilting his hat in disrespect. Nate remained stone faced, inhaling deeply. It's the beast's blood that makes me an animal, but It's the Negro blood that tells me how to aim it. A deafening sharp blast and the smell of cordite. Bang! The background smeared into watercolors, striking the man, creating a hole in his head. His body jerked sideways, hitting the ground like a falling tree trunk. Levi was taken aback, fidgeting clumsily, trying to aim his pistol. A second shot rang out. Bang! Crimson blood, crimson liquid sprayed through the air, tumbling backward off of his horse. Next, Nate rummaged through their belongings, salvaging gold nuggets, pistols, and a box of ammunition. Lightly jogging back towards the family, Miss, everything's gonna be just fine. How far is your shack from here? She pointed in an eastern direction. Over yonder. All right now. Y'all climb atop hill love. Hold on to the reins. It controls her speed, and I'll saddle those other two Mustangs. They treaded back. They treaded back. The distance was a ways, considering they were being chased. So you just go around helping random Negro women, she pondered. He smirked. I reckon I do. Your sons remind me and my brother. And their father isn't around. She hung her head in shame. Finally, they've made it to a wooden construct. Tying the horses up to a tree. This is the end of the line for me. Grabbing the mother's hand, he dropped 5 gold nuggets into her palm. She was at a loss of words. This will do your family just fine. Nate paced towards the boys, crouching down. Nate paced towards the boys, crouching down. Crouching. Nate paced towards the boys, crouching. Y'all are the men of the house. You got to protect your mama and each other. Hand, uh, Unraveling 2 pistols and a box of over 200 bullets. Look closely. Keep it clean. Drop 1 bullet in at a time. Then pull this hammer back. Then bad man drop. Practice shooting fish for 100 days. Then move on to foxes. I'll come by every 90 days to check on you. Okay? Their faces filled with excitement. They nodded in agreement. Thank you, sir. Exiting the shack, the mother trailed behind him. Thank you for everything. What is your name? Mounting his steed, waving her off. Call me Bass, ma'am, he replied. Yeehaw! Disappearing into a thick cloud of dust, accepting his role as the silver lining between civilization and nature. Now, I told y'all I have never been interested in like westerns, but this was real. This was a challenge. Like this was a real challenge. Like, but it was also interesting for me to try to tackle this challenge. And I know it's still a lot of things I need to work on. I know it's not perfect. There's a lot of like I choose better words, using better words. But I just wanted y'all to see how the ability that I have to structure my thoughts, my ideas in words. And yeah, so this is just another step in the right direction. Day 2 down. 365 days. Another step in the right direction.